What's going on, everyone? This is Asinosis, and I'm coming to you today with a fairly somber bit of content. Being a veteran, I've spoken about this many, many times on my streams and some of my videos about the struggles of our mental health and how things are once we separate from the service. And I saw this video today and I wanted to share it again, and it absolutely hits hard. It's very, very hard. And again, I've talked about similar situations, but I never really thought back about this exact thing. So let me go ahead and just share this with you. And nobody talks about how hard it is to go from this Thanksgiving with the boys on deployment. Going from being with the people that you are going through the suck with. Like, this is part of why the holiday season is so hard, and part of why the highest rates of suicide and depression and such with among the veteran community is so hard. Because those of us, I mean, granted, I don't know what young Marines are doing now these days as far as, they do deployments. They're called MEWs. But it's not the same as being in combat. The Navy goes underway. If you're a submariner and whatnot, there are things that people do that take them home or away from home for the holidays. Now, again, surrounded by your brothers and sisters that are going through it. They're going through it together. So the part of that video this right here, I'll pause it on a less flattering or a more flattering bit. This is why veteran suicide happens so often, because you go from being surrounded by your people that are going through it to being isolated, to feeling like nobody understands you, to feeling like you're completely alone. You never truly grasp the gravity of the bonds that you form with your boys and your gals in service when you're deployed. I think back to, when I turned 21 in Iraq, for example, that year, was that Thanksgiving, that Christmas. And it's something that more people need to really take seriously. I mean, I see people talking about how they claim on social media to support veterans and care about veterans, right? But when it comes down to putting their money where their mouth is, and I don't mean literally you got to donate. I mean, it does help. For example, we're at my work, we often have the Disabled American Veterans Organization. They come out and it is technically soliciting, which I understand can get frustrating for people because you're just trying to shop and live your day. But they have a sign that literally says that it's for veterans. And the DAV, Disabled American Veterans, is one of the only organizations for charity that actually gets over 90%. I think it's 94% of the proceeds actually go to veterans. And it used to be 1%, but it went up by because of inflation. So, and they do amazing work. They help veterans get their benefits. They help veterans, and they're still learning too, mind you. And obviously, being a veteran, this is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And I really wish that, more people would just and again, you don't have to give your money or whatever, give your time. If you know a veteran is going to be alone for Thanksgiving, invite him or her over. Simple stuff. Extremely simple stuff. Like, this hurts. When I saw this video earlier, it made me cry and it gave me chills and it broke my heart because it's like, I get it. Like, I miss my boys. I miss them. Like the other day on Thanksgiving, I had a conversation with one of my Marine friends, and it was so cathartic. Like, you never truly understand just how impactful it is for a veteran just to show even an ounce of appreciation for, you know, what we've done, what we've been through. And yeah, I hope. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. Keep it short and sweet. And is the video implying he doesn't have a family? Like, I chose not to celebrate TG or his. So what? Okay, so the context of this, Bo. So because I'm guessing you probably missed out on the first part of my explanation, is you go from being surrounded with your boys all the time. It's kind of loud. Basically, what it's saying is you go from being surrounded by your people, your guys, your boys, your girls, whatever, people that understand you, and then to nothing. Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily that he doesn't have a family. As I mentioned earlier, it's more that he's feeling isolated because he's not around his boys anymore. Because like when you're in the military, you're with each other constantly. Unless you're married and you're living off base or living in military housing, when you're in the barracks or when you're on deployment, they're with you all the time. Like you basically can't shit without somebody, being near you. So he may or may not be married in this. I mean, I don't see a ring on his finger, so I'm guessing he doesn't have a kid or whatever. And yes, I have definitely smelled, my bro's farts before. Because, well, when you're in a confined space, you have no choice. But like, does that answer your question, Bo? It's more about the brotherhood and camaraderie, not so much about whether he has a family. Because even with a family, so many military veterans still commit suicide, even when they have a wife, a child, a husband, whatever. They still take their own lives because they're not surrounded. They don't have that same feeling of camaraderie that they did, and it's actually rough, especially for Marines, because the rest of the branches of the service, you join those branches. With the Marine Corps, you don't join the Marines, you become a Marine. We don't ever properly assimilate back to civilian life, and it's a fucking struggle. Also, welcome in, Mix. Anyway, I am recording this live, but like, does that provide enough context, Bo? Like, because I understand why most of you won't get this situation because you've not been in it. That's why I wanted to share it with you guys. Oh, shoot, it's my brother. Yeah, men's mental health is very low, especially. I am too messed up mentally to be in the military, but I know that feeling of loneliness around me only tolerated my presence, and my peers never wanted anything to do with me. I did make some friends in college, but even after I graduated, loneliness is the number one motive for suicides, especially in men lately. Yep, you're right, absolutely right. And you know what, Zero? If it's any consolation, I consider you a true friend. I consider you a true friend, and yeah, it is rough. It is rough. But anyway, I hope saying enjoy for this video seems a bit weird, but I do hope that this provides a little bit of clarity for people that follow me, and or for people that just know veterans in general and whatnot. just how hard it is when, because, you know, we get guys that, you know, crap, I lost my train of thought. Oh, right. So you see the guys that like, oh, I'm so happy to get out. I'm happy to get out. I'm happy to get out. And then they get out because they're tired. They're all like, oh, I'm tired of the bullshit. But then when they get out, they're isolated. And a lot of those dudes that were excited to get out, they commit suicide. They unalive themselves. So again, I hope this brings some clarity. And you know, I'm always learning about new things. Again, like the Disabled American Veterans Organization, they're doing a lot of work right now. Especially, they have this new programs called Honor Guard or something, and they're basically hosting job fairs to try and get veterans and to help veterans stay off the street. So, and remember, for every like and subscribe and follow that you do to my channels, a needy person's cheeks get clapped.